Hi everyone. So I just finished my training with Roddy. He does it online. If people want, it's free. You can look for Roddy Galbraith and you can join in weekly. And so I try to do that to keep my skills up to date and to learn from him because he is my mentor. And I chose to go the speaking route. You can go into coaching, speaking, training. And so I chose the speaking and training route, and that's what I focus on. So I'm doing the next stage of this 21 most powerful minutes in a leader's day. And I had mentioned that I'm not really into war. I mean, I admire people that go into the military and all that, but I'm not really into the war. And this is focusing on how Israel won their wars by trusting in God. So I've taken this and I'm applying it to my own life, which is what we are supposed to do, to focus on our own journeys. And today is day 3. People get on board with a leader who will take them where they want to go. So the examples that I'm focusing on are basically on my migrant journey in Canada, just because it's been so hard for me. I didn't find it as hard in England because I had my cousin, I had family, friends, I had people that knew me from childhood who came around me and supported me. I also had friends from South Africa there that I would get together with that gave me the introductions into the church, that helped me to get employment. They introduced me to recruiters, whereas over here I've had to do all that on my own. So it's a much harder journey, and I try to help other immigrants. I try to connect them to recruiters. I try to make introductions at the church. I try to help them to, get into the communities. For me, it's very hard because I never have any money to do anything, but I take advantage of things like we have the pay in 4 systems here. I use those when I want to go to a play or if I want to go to a concert or something. This is very recent. We never had it before. So it's a journey that I try to make other people's lives easier as a speaker and a mentor and a coach. That's what I try to do. I'm focusing today on these points that John Maxwell has mentioned. So the first one is, on a mission, what you do is you assume responsibility. So for me, one of the passions that I have is for alleviation of poverty and tackling treatable diseases. And that has been a passion of mine since childhood. I got involved with the One campaign because of that, signing their petitions, getting involved in human rights, choosing my university to go to in South Africa, Wits University, because they took a stand for human rights. So with each step that I've taken, I've made conscious decisions. I've made decisions reflecting on what it is I want to do. And I always wanted to work in America. I wanted to work on a camp in America. At university in South Africa, I had looked into it, but I did not have the funds to do it. So I got to do that when I was in England. And I've gotten to work for the Americans through teleperformance because all of our clients were from the US. So I've got to accomplish some of the things that I wanted in different ways from what I had expected them to turn out. And I don't overanalyze things, because if you overanalyze, you'll never take action. There's always going to be risks involved with what you're doing. Not everybody's going to like it. You make mistakes along the way and you learn. And then he brings about the point, anticipate results. So with my singing, with my playing the piano, I expect the best to come out of it. And I'm always quite surprised, like when I was at Regis, I was there studying, I was focusing on my work. And I was surprised when they said to me, "Will you play at the Mass?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll play," because they have dedicated pianists, and they have dedicated people that do those. But I was more than happy to step in and to sing and to play when they asked me to. So I took action. I didn't just say, oh yes, I'm a singer and I'm a pianist, but where's the evidence? If people have not seen you, if they have not heard you, if they don't know what you are capable of doing, then it really doesn't matter what I say, because they're not going to believe it until they actually see it. And they have people who can give testament to what I've done, whether that's at Regis College or the people I've mentored or the boards I've sat on. It's the people that will say, yes, she did do that. Yes, she is a good aunt. Yes, she does help. Those are the things that change things for us. If it's just me saying it and there's nobody coming along with me on my journey, nobody's going to believe it. And then the third point, accept the risks. So you have to accept risk in life. It's like when you first learn how to swim, or you first learn how to ride a bicycle, you're going to fall down. When I learned how to swim, we had those inflatable armbands that we used to wear, or we used to hold on to a board, and our teacher used to swim in front of us until we could do it on our own. And that's the same with anything in life. You get to do it with others, and then you do it on your own when you can. But we're always taking people with us. There are always people with us on the journey. And for us, with the volunteering, we come under the umbrella of the church. For me, as a John Maxwell speaker, I come under the umbrella of the Maxwell leadership team. I fall under their umbrella. So none of us are doing it on our own. There are methods in place, there are steps in place. This is one of the books that is available for us to use to help others. And people are blessed through what I do and through what the John Maxwell team is doing, because people are taking these concepts and they are applying them to their organizations, and their organizations are flourishing. They're creating good teams that work together, people who are interested in human rights, who are bringing their whole selves to work, including their musical talents or their baking skills, whatever it is, they have an opportunity to use it. And for me too, people are benefiting, first my family and friends, and then the community. So when my mother came, she benefited from what I went through because she could learn from me and I could share with her what I did. So we help our family and friends first, and we help the community. It's when people see that there's a gift in us, sometimes they will ask us, the same way that Father Larry, who runs our parish, asked me if I would be willing to help with the children's liturgy, with the Eucharist, with reading at the church. Somebody included me. And then also the armor of God. When we are under the armor of God, when we put on the breastplate of truth, when we walk in righteousness, when we choose to do the right thing, even if nobody's looking, and we have integrity, then we are under God's protection. We are God's servants. And servant in the sense that God provides for us, not servant in the sense that you are left to poverty and insecurity and pushed around from place to place, not in that sense. In the sense that God is our King and we are under His provision, and we are well cared for, well taken care of, and we are looked after. In that sense, that's what we mean by servants. And then the last point on human rights, we can expect good things. If we stand up for what is right and what is good, we can expect good to come. But if we don't stand up for it, obviously our communities are going to crumble, our institutions are going to crumble, and it's just going to continue going downhill with great divides between the rich and the poor. So those are the ways that I reflected on the points that were for today. And the question for today, obviously we don't take reckless risks. We don't sell our homes to buy a boat. You need a place to live in first, then you buy the boat. We don't say, okay, I'm just going to pack up everything and go and live in another country without a job. Unless you're going like I went on a working holiday where you're given a visa to work before you get there. Yes, that's different because you can go, if you have friends or family, stay with them. Many people get work visas to go and work in companies or in churches overseas. So that's different, but we don't risk everything and put our lives at risk for nothing. So those are the points for today. And the question for reflection, where are you going? Why would anyone want to go with you? So the way Canada is now, with its being very divisive between different faiths, different communities, different ideologies, why would anyone want to come here? Because it never used to be this way. The way it is now, where we have bomb threats, where we have divisiveness, where we have all these things that are happening. We have a increase in crime, increasing in freedom of using drugs and drug abuse. Why would anyone want to come here? And it's the same with me. I want to go somewhere where I can live in peace, where I can work, where I can earn a good income. Why would I want to stay here if I'm not getting the support that I need when I have the skills, the education, and I've put in the time? I've been a good example to others. I've helped others. Because even with the One campaign, we're not on our own. We're under the umbrella of the Americans. The Americans are the ones that brought that ideology and that brought what we're doing here. All our petitions and everything used to go through the Americans. So now we have our own here in Canada, but we're very small compared to the Americans. The Americans have the One campaign on campuses, they have it at universities, they have it in their high schools, even some of them. So it's very different. But I stay open because I don't know where God is going to open those doors for me and where He's going to take me. And I keep pushing forward to create a better world for myself and for others, and to get those good paying jobs and to get those opportunities. You know, I had a call yesterday with one of the recruiters. I had applied for an executive assistant role, and she said to me, "Oh, what are your expectations for your salary?" So I said to her, well, executive assistants, the minimum they earn is $25 an hour. So she said, oh, I have an entry-level role and it's paying $60,000. You've got a lot of experience, but I'll see whether they consider you. So, you know, I mean, all these years I've been in this country, I've never earned $60,000 for an entry-level role. And I've had the skills, I've had the education, I've had everything. So if people are not going to give me an opportunity here, then I want to go to a place where people are going to give me an opportunity. Because for me, $60,000 is a lot of money. I've never ever asked for $60,000, except when I was at TD, because I had already invested the time, the energy, and I'd put in the work. I had my HR designation. So I was quite surprised when she told me entry-level executive assistants are getting $60,000. I said to her, please put me forward. I would love to have that kind of an opportunity. So I expect good things to come, and I pray and I hope for the best, because I've never been one to just plod along. I've never been one to just accept my lot in life. I've always strived to come up, to do better, and to help the people around me. I wanted to show you this book which I got. I bought it in 2018, October 5th, 2018, from Amazon. So this book it's all Elvis's pictures by Alfred Wertheimer, and it just takes you through different stages of his life. See? and how each photograph was perfectly staged. All the beautiful fabrics he wore. And he was so young when he started singing. There's images here of when he was on that train, that last train trip before he became famous. So I cherish it. I took it down. It's usually on my bookshelf there, but I don't want it to warp, so I'm keeping it on the table for now. But it's very well done. Every photograph was perfectly staged. You see his rings. Oh, he's using. It still smells like new. No, new books. They have that. They have that smell, like they were just unpackaged. Anyway, there's some really good, really nice photographs in here. I especially like the fabrics he used, all the different fabrics that he used, all the sequins and all the things that he had. Let's see. So this. My dad had some Elvis books, but they were all broken at the end. And he had an album that he had made because he used to belong to the Elvis Presley fan club in England. And then he arranged all his membership cards in there, and he cut out flowers and he decorated the book. It was very well done. Unfortunately, that too got destroyed. So anyway, there's some lovely pictures in here. I was trying to find that one with him on the train. See if I can find it. This is a nice one. He's sitting and he's playing the piano. There's some on his motorbikes. I love his planes, his private planes that he had. And the Americans, it's not like here. When people have their stage shows and everything, the singers and the actors, they come out at the back and they wait for the people. I went with my cousin once when we went to a play together, and then she said, oh, I want to get his autograph. There was somebody she liked. So we went and we stood at the back. But they don't do that here in Toronto. Let's see. That's at the back of the stage. I wanted to meet Sting. When I went to see him for the last ship, I asked them, is he going to come out? They said, oh no, he's gone back to the hotel. I said, no. In America, they come out at the back. They said, oh, you can go and see, but it's very dark there in the alley. I wouldn't suggest it. I said, oh, why doesn't he come here in the front, in the theater? They said, no, they phoned at the back to ask, and then they said, no, he's gone back already to his hotel. So I didn't get to see him. But this is all the photographs from the 50s. I like that 50s music. I like the 70s a lot too, but I listen to the 50s music sometimes. This is a nice one. He's looking at his album. So sometimes I take this book down, then I just sit and I look at it, look at all the clothes, all the people that he met. And he was very young. So when people tell you you're too young, don't listen to them. You don't have to. This is a nice one. This one. And for me, I'm not interested in meeting famous people. I don't. Except for maybe like Sting and Bon Jovi and like artists like that. I'm not interested in meeting King Charles and all these people. And Kate Middleton. I'm interested. Maybe some of the tennis players. Here it is. This is the ones I was trying to find. They have these portable turntables now. This is one on the train. See? It's on the train. And you are just a kid, see? That's why when people say, oh, you're too young, I'm like, oh, whatever. It's too young. Then they'll say, oh, you're too old, now your age is counting against you. I don't listen to anybody. This is the famous last image. We got off the train. And then the rest is history. And there's some photographs of him at home with his motorbikes, his Harley Davidsons. This one. That's why I want to go to America, because I don't have small dreams. I have big dreams. I don't like small things. I like big houses, big cars. That's why I liked Africa. This one. I like Elvis. And this one with his family. His family did him down also. Just work, carry on working even if you're sick. These are fun photographs of him in the pool. I can't show you all of them, but there's just a few. They show you what type of personality he had. He was fun. He was funny. I like that. When I'm at work, I hate it when you have to be serious all the time. Some of the customers don't like it. Some of them do. Some of them are like, I'm paying you to do a job. What are you laughing about? Why do you have music on? It's like, oh, please. Here he is. This is the concert. He got arrested. So he finished the book with that. This is the image of Elvis being arrested. They put him in the police car. You can see that. If you watch that Elvis movie, you see this image here. There's the image. But that's what human rights is. It's our freedom. It's our pushing back and saying, I'm going to do it. Don't tell me not to wiggle my finger. It's my finger. I'll wiggle it. So that's Elvis. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll end up living in America. I ask Elvis every day to take me. He doesn't want to take me. So I just do whatever I can here. I want a big house, a big car, swimming pool. I want to travel. I want to do all those things. And in Canada, I don't see it happening here. If I've been here for 20 years and I have everything to offer and they're not using it and they're not paying me well, I don't think it's going to happen here. But who knows? Let's see. God has his own plan for everybody's life. And I don't think God wants me to land up destitute, poor, broke, unable to meet my bills. God has his own way of doing things, just like how they found all those chariots and wheels and all that. People said, oh no, that red crossing, the crossing of the Red Sea and the freedom of the Israelites, it was just a story. Well, now they found all the evidence. So good, I'm glad. Have a nice Saturday.